This one, I'm not so sure about. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yvonne, and today's video we'll be doing another Our Amazon Perfumes Worth It, where I try Amazon perfumes. I try to stay in the $20 range and see if it's worth it to buy, or should you just go to Sephora or Ulta and get something pricier. If that's something you're interested in, please stick around. But before we get into it, I have to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, y'all, let's get right into it. For today's installment, we have Delilah by Maison Alhambra. If you can imagine, this is a dupe for Delilah by, is it Marley? Perfumes de Marley. Okay, and I was really excited to try this because I have tried Delilah. I don't have Delilah personally. I do have a dupe oil that I really enjoy. It's very rose forward, very feminine. I've gotten compliments off of it, mainly from men. I find men tend to like very feminine, fruity perfumes. And you know, I wear it like in the summertime, so coming up I'll probably use it more often. So I was excited to find this because this was really affordable, definitely less than $20. And I said, you know, let's see what's going on. Let's see if she's a good try for the girls. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I have actually had this for a while, so this review is long overdue. But first, let's get into packaging. For this one, I think as Leonie, I think that's the last installment we did. You know, they're not playing around. It's not a game. It's not a secret that this is supposed to be a dupe for Delilah. The color of the bottle is just nice, like matte rose pink color, which is really pretty. And I actually really like the shape of the bottle, like the what is that called? Like the oval shape of it. I think that's really nice. It looks like an archway. And the shape of the top is actually really cute too. And the silver contrasted with the pink is really nice. Now, what is this pink veil doing here? I don't know. But for me, that gives like old school perfume feel. Like that reminds me of my mom perfume little shelf back in the day. I feel like she had perfumes that had these on them. And it just gives me like 90s, 2000s, early 2000s vibes. So for me, that's really nostalgic. But I think they could have did without it because Ariana, what are you doing? You know, like, why are you here? Overall, I think this sitting on your shelf or, you know, in your perfume collection would look nice and probably fit with the aesthetic. If you're a very like feminine person, this will probably fit with the overall vibe. Now, you take the top off and it's really a nice feel. Like that really came smoothly off, and I feel like it feels more expensive than, you know, what you actually paid for it. Like it doesn't feel like a body spray or anything like that. We look and it's like a regular atomizer. It's a regular top, you know, nothing special. I think I'm gonna use this pad I got from the hospital. Don't judge me, y'all, because to be completely honest, this is the first perfume that I have bought in this series that I truly don't like it. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, but you know, fragrance is a personal experience. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you won't like it. I'm gonna explain why I don't like it, and we'll go over like the notes and everything like that. But let's get into the spray of it all. So I'm gonna spray it on this pad because I'm going somewhere later and I don't want to smell like this. Oh God, I got it on my finger. So on the initial spray, it is very, very woody. And you wouldn't expect that at all, especially I feel like if you have smelled Delilah. Now Delilah does have a woody element to it. I don't know the exact notes, but Delilah is not just rose. It's not just like straight feminine. It does have like some depth to it, so it does have a woody element to it, but I feel like this is just very overpowering, and it kind of overpowers the rose, and to me it smells more like essential oily instead of like perfumey. Like this smells like, so when it dies down, it smells better. You know, the wood isn't so like overbearing and so like slapping me in the face, because that's what I feel like it's just like punching me in the face. It's like not so much like that, but it's very so much still there, okay? For me, I feel like this is a very, it's more mature than the actual Delilah is. This, I feel like, is giving grandma. And I hate to say that about a fragrance, because like I said, I feel like fragrance is very subjective, and you know, it can be different for anyone. But for me, this is giving grandma. This is giving, you feel me, go get Miss Bertha some Delilah off Amazon, and she gonna feel like she back in her prime time, because it's just, I feel like the woodiness and then the straight rose of it all, it just leans that way. So those are my thoughts on it, but let's look at the notes and see what's actually going on with the fragrance, and maybe get some more idea of why I don't personally like it. When I look at the notes, I always go on Fragrantica. I know that's like a widely used source for perfumes. If you're a new perfume girly like I like to call myself, it's a good source to use if, you know, you maybe meet someone in public. You ask them what their perfume is. Like, girl, you smell good. What you got on? And then you can go on Fragrantica, look the perfume up, and if you don't want to, you know, buy that particular fragrance, you can see like, you know, what are the notes so I can get something similar, and you can see like what you like. So when you go into a store, you can be like, oh, I like, you know, fresh scents, I like aquatic like scents, citrus scents. You know, you can have more of the knowledge of what's actually, you know, your fragrance vibe. The notes are, the top notes are rhubarb, lychee, not lychee, but lychee, and bergamot. Middle notes are Turkish rose, peony, lily, and base notes are white musk, vanilla, and cashmere. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't get all of that from this. I feel like what is very strong in Miss Delilah is the rose and that white musk. I feel like that's really, really strong for me. Yeah, I feel like it just doesn't show up like that. And I feel like Delilah, the actual Delilah, actually does have the depth, and you actually can smell all those, so it comes together better. But maybe because this is a more affordable fragrance, even though I've had good ones from Alhambra, like Leonie. Go check out Leonie. I definitely recommend Leonie. I bought Leonie as gifts. This one, I'm not so sure about. I think that's the whole point of this series, is to see, is it worth it? You know, is it worth spending the $20, the $15? I think it was more accurate on what I spent on this one. Or is it worth spending $300? Now, I don't think it's fair to compare Delilah to Delilah, because it's completely different. I mean, the oil that I got, which was probably cheaper than this, you know, from the store in the mall, is better than this. So I don't think it's fair, but I definitely was surprised to see that I didn't like this. I thought she was going to be a contender. Definitely not. Maybe you could try it and let me know what you think in the comments, but girl, I don't know. If there's any other fragrances you would like for me to check out, leave it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for rocking with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.